Hello, my friends. This one was requested of me. Someone wanted to make a sweet cake, and who doesn't love to draw or paint a birthday cake? So this is a beautiful one. It's a little mixed media. We painted the background and then collaged on the flowers on top. I used purple paper, obviously, for my flowers, but you could certainly use regular white paper. So you need 2 pieces of paper. For the background, I just used regular paper, not watercolor paper, but you certainly could use watercolor paper. And then we need our watercolors, obviously. I used a colored pencil for the outline, and I used a purple colored pencil instead of plain old black. And then you'll need scissors and glue if you're going to do the flowers. The flowers, you could just do the cake without them, but it does kind of add a nice little layer of detail there, right? So yeah, glue, scissors to cut your flowers, watercolors, and something to do your line work like a colored pencil. And let's get this started. All right, my friends, I have my paper portrait, and I have a dark purple. I know it looks brown, but it's a dark purple colored pencil. You could certainly use black for this, but it's a fun cake, and I feel like why not just use purple instead of black for our outline. So use what you have by all means. We're going to start with our main layer of our cake, which is just going to be a rectangle, right? Try our best to make it nice and straight. There's our rectangle for our cake. All right, and then we're going to make our frosting. So that's just going to be like big loops, right? And the key here is that you don't want it to be too perfect. You don't want it to be too even, right? Because the cake doesn't, or the icing doesn't fall evenly, right? And then we're going to put just either 1 or 2 bands for a little detail in there. I think I'm going to stick with just 1, but you could certainly do 2 of those if you wanted. We'll do 2. Why not? I feel like we should. Okay, I'm going to put them close together. All right, first tier down. Second tier, going to make it a little narrower. Just like that. Just like that. All right. And we are going to do the same thing. Icing. And this time I'm going to do 1 big band. Just like that. And then the top one. Same thing, icing. And it's not going to get a band. I'm going to leave that one plain. All right, our beautiful cake needs a cake platter or a cake stand. So we're going to, from the bottom of the cake, just bring it out. And then we're going to make a long, skinny rectangle. Just like that. Oh, I made it a little shorter on that side. That's okay. No big deal. All right. And then we're going to put a little edge on this cake platter. Make it look extra fancy. Just a little, what we call a scalloped edge, which is just a bunch of little U's. Just like that. And then we need to make a couple straight lines. Try and make them towards the middle or in the middle, right? Just like that. And then I'm going to kind of curve and down. Curve and down. Just like that. And then we'll put our little counter line back here. We don't want it underneath, otherwise it's going to look like it was teeter-tottering on the edge, right? We don't want that. Now, you could put a candle on top. I'm going to actually show you on another piece of paper how we can cut them out, some flowers, and put them on top, which is really beautiful. Or you could always use, if you have some silk flowers or something around the house, you could totally use something like that and not actually paint or color or draw another flower. But let's get to the decorating, shall we? All right, my friends. Now, you guys have all seen probably some pretty awesome cakes. And when we use fondant or buttercream on the icing, we can pretty much make the cake any color we want to. So feel free to be creative and make it what you want. What I would suggest, though, is maybe make your icing all either the same color or maybe in the same tone. But I would have some sort of pattern to make it like all make sense together, right? So I'm gonna start on my bottom one. I'm gonna pause the video and then we'll come back and you can kind of see what I mean. All right, my friends, so I finished the actual cake itself and now I'm just going in on the cake stand. I've decided to do it this kind of light purple color, and I'm going in and kind of putting a little bit of light purple everywhere for the most part. Again, I'm not trying to fill it in too perfectly. Okay. But then once I kind of have most of it on there, I'm going to just go in with a little bit darker purple and kind of do it off to one side. Give a little bit of shadow, right? Just a little bit. Bring a little bit into there. Some into my little dudes there. And then same thing, we're gonna do the background. You can do it whatever colors you want. I think I'm going to do my table a little brown-ish color and my background in a blue, and then we'll come back for the final step. All right, so I have finished my background and my table, and now we can talk about the final steps. Obviously, it's cute just as it is. You could put a candle on there or whatever, like I was saying, or if you have some flowers sitting around the house, maybe that you could use. You could also use colored paper for this, or you could just use white paper for this. Either way, but I have some pretty purple right here that would work great, so I'm just going to carefully move my paper to the side. And you know the deal, I'm going to use my same purple, and I'm just going to make a few flowers just like this. Let's see, we've got two of that size, maybe one more. Nice big one, and then maybe a couple small ones for the top. Let's see. Maybe just like that. Okay, we'll start with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these out. All right, my friends, I have all of my pieces cut, and now I'm just going to kind of work on arranging them in sort of a fun little way. Maybe like that. Maybe I'll switch those two. That's a rather big one. Maybe like that. And just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and glue them down. Just a little bit of glue. Now, obviously, you could add more details to these with colored pencil. But I am actually just going to put a little dot of paint on once we have them glued down. Just a little bit. All right, just like that. And then just a tiny little bit of paint. I'm going to use some red. All right, and just dab them. And I would keep them probably all the same. But if you want to get creative and mix it up, then by all means, right? I'm losing some of my water there. There we go. That was the problem. I just didn't have a wet enough brush. Okay. Last little one on top. Whoop. Just like that. And then just a little bit in the middle. Again, using my same colors. from my cake, right? And how cute is that? Oh, last but not least, if you want to go one more step, I know I hate it. I kill myself sometimes with this. Okay, one more last step. I know I said we were done. If you want to take just a little bit of gray and go that last little bit and put just a little bit of shadow where your cake is sitting. All right, now it's really done. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you next time.